Richard tends to oppose. Gloria tends to support. Black Agate tends to oppose. Uzo, neutral.
The situation doesn't look good.
Do you have any news, Mark?
Someone is spreading the minutes of your last meeting. I didn't get any direct evidence, but apparently every voter has read the anonymous minutes. The topic about Vertin. It has become a great disadvantage to us.
Double envelopment. A 4.00 approach. No wonder they let the draft go through so easily. To reject the draft during the committee meeting does not actually address the real problem. The House of Intergrades can still resubmit the draft during the next legislative session. So she is planning for the long term. To bring down the voting stage and make it a plan that is totally abandoned.
I'm afraid so. A draft that has failed to win votes can hardly win the trust of the House's reviewers again. And of course, it won't be submitted to the committee.
Did anyone make any actual move yet?
Not yet. The minutes only changed their preferences, but the number of those who have taken a stand still remains the same.
Just as I expected. This draft is not about Vertin, but a promise to the future. About how to balance the benefits between different interest groups. To reach that, we need to meet the expectations of those groups who have a need for flexible management, and also appease conservatives and not shake their confidence in controlling the overall situation.
Actually, we do have an opportunity to change the game now.
Opportunity.
I hereby challenge Delegate Mark Hall to a public debate on the revised draft of Storm Reformation, Manpower, and Discipline. This draft of his will bring unpredictable risks to the Foundation, yet Mark himself seems completely unaware of it. I believe it is necessary to make such risks public in a legal way.
See, I knew they were going to escalate Burton's issue.
You want to accept this challenge?
All the internal media are reporting the news. If I step back, they will definitely humiliate me and take advantage of the public opinion to undermine the draft.
Mark, that's a menacing move. It is coming for us. No matter fight or flight, they have comprehensive preparation for this. I would suggest taking the long view and not jumping to conclusions.
But defense without attack will never bring us victory, Madam Z. I've always wanted an opportunity to defend the draft in public. Concerning the questions they implied about Vertin, I've collected more than enough cases to refute them. Misleading questions twist people's opinions. It's time to tell them the truth.
You have accepted it. Was it in front of the media?
I was there when Pedro challenged me. So were the media. Well, I don't think it's going to be a complete mistake.
It is a crucial debate. Do your best.
You don't have to come along with me. I'm here to repel the pests in the woods. It's part of my daily routine.
Thank you for your kindness, Miss Druvis. It is fun to stay in Miss Burton's suitcase, but I really feel like seeing the world out there. By the way, the pests you mentioned, what are they? I've heard of a kind of giant worm called the tatzelworm. They live in caves, about 2 to 5 feet long, and their heads are like cats. Be very careful if you see one. Both its skin and breath are toxic.
I have never heard of such a terrible worm. Hopefully we will not encounter any.
So, what are we disinfesting this time?
Oak processionary moths. Perhaps a few gray squirrel cubs. It's not enough to only rely on potions and arcanum to keep the woods in peace. Oak trees reside here, and everything will change with it. Animals that live in symbiosis, fungi that depend on each other. All of them will embrace diversity by the day.
Do you mean that? A group of grey fluffers flying over there.
A swarm of oak processionary moths. They are preying on something.
Miss Druvis, let's help out right away! Oh, Bangalore!
Just like real diamonds. Glad to be of service, my lady.
Take it easy.
Easy there.
Just as I would.
Hey!
Crackers and fireworks!
Intriguing,
Copy
isn't
that!
it? Just as I would.
Thunder! To me!
How dare you!
Easy there.
Time to wake up, gentlemen.
Handle it gently.
Guys, Lily!
Fragrance and dazzle can easily confuse one's vision. I'm sorry for you.
A little bit hot here.
Glad to be of service, my lady.
Take it easy.
Intriguing, isn't it? Sadly, these are counterfeits.
My child, here's something fun for you.
Just as I would.
Copy that! It's a tough one, boss.
Handle it gently.
Thunder! To me! Crackers and fireworks!
My child, here's something fun for you. Take it
easy. Flying ham bag for only 3,000 Crocodiles. Bloody prom.
朱古力 check， 保鮮紙 check。
Glad to be of service, my lady.
The ocean dried and I'm alone again. Yum sum sum， 黑媽媽，盞燈時明時暗，真係好得人驚啊
Just like real diamonds.
It's a tough one, boss. Copy that.
Take it easy.
Thunder Talisman, scientific version. Thunder Talisman, scientific version.
Flying ham bag for only 3,000 Crocodiles. Handle it gently.
Easy lah.
Intriguing, isn't it?
My child, here's something fun for you.
Thunder Talisman, scientific version.
Just as I would.
Take it easy. Handle it gently.
Glad to be of service, my lady.
Try for free. Try for free.
This apple is deeply grateful for what you've done. I almost thought I was caught in a nightmare. This apple has never seen so many moths. Ugh, this apple is going to have PTSD from insects.
They are very sensitive to the scent of sap. With all due respect, even among all the plants, Mr. Apple is quite attractive to insects.
So it was the scent that attracted them. No wonder Mr. Apple's invisibility didn't work. Thank goodness we're here.
Mr. Apple, did you find out anything?
Yes, Miss Druvis. I brought something insignificant. As we planned earlier, I disguised myself and reached the office building next to us. There is a device to detect arcane power at the entrance. However, this apple pried out what we needed from the guards.
What is it? Did Ms. Burton win on that voting list?
Sadly, not yet. It's not time for a formal vote. Everyone is cautious and remains neutral. Apart from that, there are some rumors in the Foundation. They are not very favorable to Vertin.
Rumors. It sounds as though the situation that Madame Z handles is more complicated and volatile than I thought. However, the votes have not been lopsided under such bad circumstances. Perhaps that means the Arcanists who share our aspirations are not in the minority.
That said, I'm afraid we are starting a protracted war, Miss Druvis.
Yes, I know. I've taken inventory of the supplies. We can still hang in there for 4 weeks and a half. Although they have cut off the water and electricity supplies in the building, we can still live on the resources in the suitcase for a while. There are fewer guards destroying the woods, probably because the abattis works.
What worries this apple is that if the procedure to finalize the draft takes more than 4 weeks and a half, we would
then survive by gradually shrinking our territory until Madame Z's draft is officially approved. We have chosen the thorny trail, and so we are destined to burn our boats and never look back. Vertin. She is worth fighting for.
For this point, Captain and this apple have absolutely no disagreement. Then this apple will keep scouting around for updates so that we could respond in time.
What are you looking at, Miss Sotheby?
Over there. It feels like someone is staring at us.
Let's go back. To the deep woods.
Isn't that scarf a bit too high profile?
I think it fits me just well. Huh, you chose a grey shirt. Wise decision.
Looks like you're fully prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the first debater of the day, Pedro Paul Gonzalez Rosa. Graduated from the Law School at the University of Sao Paulo, he is a member of the committee and, more importantly, the challenger of the debate. The other debater of the day is the delegate of the House of Integrados, Mark Hall. Over the past 10 years, he has served the Foundation by drafting countless acts and conventions. The topic of the debate today, storm reformation, manpower and discipline, is exactly a work of his.
All right, both sides are seated. Before we start the debate officially, I suggest we give Mark, the draft writer, an opportunity to introduce the draft. Would you please, Mark?
With pleasure. Storm Reformation and its advocates believe in such a goal. In this ever-changing environment smitten by the storm, this draft will help the Foundation win the trust of a considerable number of arcanists who have different backgrounds and abilities in a more efficient and stable way.
That is exactly where I must raise an objection. The draft has a huge risk which Mark Hall has not realized at all.
No, sir. I totally understand what you're trying to say. You have put forward several questionable arguments to prove Vertin's suspicion of disloyalty. In response to that, please allow me to invoke the following cases to prove Vertin's competence for leading the unregistered Arcanists. Please turn to page 373 of Vertin's personnel file. As you can see, since Vertin became the timekeeper, the number of unregistered Arcanists she has rescued so far is 63. That is a number unmatched by that of anyone present. If that's not enough to prove her loyalty, let's continue.
I have to say, Mark, you have completely misunderstood my point of view. I don't care what Vertin has done, but the feasibility of the draft. According to the existing regulations, the duties of educating and disciplining unregistered Arcanists are taken by the School of Discipline. while you suggested in the draft that Timekeeper's personal teaching would replace the current collective training. Have you ever thought about the budget that we could possibly spend on it? The Foundation spends an alarming sum of money on education every year, and there is no way we pay extra for personal training.
Oh, what budget? I don't see why we're talking about budget all of a sudden. Did you really read the draft? I didn't mention a word about budget.
Of course you didn't, which exactly proves why you have never realized the risk I just mentioned.
Oh, it seems the real topic of the debate has just surfaced. I believe everyone in the hall is looking forward to where it goes. So, Mark, in terms of this point, we would like to know your real thoughts.
The Blackstone is left there alone. That last move is also a defense in panic. If I were the player, what is it?
Zeneto asked me to give it to you personally.
Dear Madam Z, with this letter, I send you my best regards. I have been instructed to manage affairs on behalf of Timekeeper during her treatment. Please let me know if there are any missions to alleviate the situation. I will do my best to meet your expectations. Sincerely, Zeneto.
Good news.